All right, forget everything you've been taught about buyer psychology and positioning. Because the fact is, until premium buyers, those dreamiest clients that you want more of, until they understand these three things I'm going to take you through in this podcast episode, they won't understand why choosing anyone but you is a ginormous mistake. All right, so you need to know I spent the past 38 years building profitable businesses, myself and others. Okay. And I've been studying sales, messaging, and buyer psychology throughout nearly 4 decades. And with that, here's what I know most women right now are trying to optimize their marketing before they've done the foundational work that actually drives demand. I talked about this, I think 2 weeks ago, and I wanted to devote an entire episode to it because it's too darn important. Okay, because look, I have helped well over 300 women, Christian women, powerhouse women, women on mission to fulfill their God given potential by making massive impact. And when we make massive impact, the massive amounts of money will follow. Okay. And so, having helped those hundreds of women strategically design their service based businesses to scale predictably, and I did that by helping my clients master these three things. Okay. You ready? You got your notepad? Okay. First, don't just identify what makes you different. You've got to identify your uncopyable genius. That's what I call it, your uncopyable genius. What that means is it's your unique lens through which you see your industry, right? It's you've identified what the en masse, what the others, these so-called competitors of yours, you know that the way they approach things, the way they look at things in your industry is just flat out wrong. So you have a unique lens through which you see things the way they are, right? You have a correct view and perspective on what's really going on in your industry and what it takes to win, right, for your clients. Secondly, within this uncopyable genius, you have certain experiences that shape that expertise. It's those personal experiences, it's the professional experiences, it's everything you've been through that informs the way you look at the industry and the way you work with clients. And then the third part of uncopyable genius is why your approach creates results that nobody else can replicate, not even come close, right? So, not an overarching perspective of the industry, but why your specific way of helping your clients is creme de la creme. Because here's the truth when it comes to your uncopyable genius and how important this is, premium buyers do not choose you just because you're different. They choose you because they understand why your difference matters. That is so important. It may sound subtle. You might want to go back and listen to that again. Premium buyers don't choose you just because you're different. They have to get why that difference makes sense. So you point out the difference between you and everybody else, your approach, your look on the industry, etc. And then you have to make them understand, well, this is why this matters to you. This is why this is important for you to get, right? All right. So that was identify your uncopyable genius. That is the first step toward positioning that puts you in demand. Second thing, don't just tell buyers what they should do. Hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do that. Here's my 3 steps to whatever. No, no, no. You need to help them understand why what they've already tried or what they're currently trying isn't working. Okay, because again, the most powerful messaging doesn't simply offer a better solution. Hey, I can help you better than XYZ. No, no, no. The most powerful messaging changes the way buyers understand what their problem actually is, right? So here we really have to redefine your highest caliber best client's problem. And this is you cannot do this effectively just by saying, Well, you think you have a this problem, but really what you have is a that problem. There's absolutely more nuance to this. But when people understand that they've been trying to solve the wrong problem, that's when they begin to move towards solving the actual real problem. Okay. So help them understand why what they've tried hasn't worked. And it comes down to the fact that they've been trying to solve the wrong problem. They think they have a leads problem, but what they really have is a sales problem. Right. But if I said that and didn't give any more depth, which go check me out on Instagram at Judy Weber Co. And you can see the nuance and the depth to that. That's the beginning of it. But how do I flesh that out? And why does it matter to them? How is it that uh, that leads isn't really the problem and sales is, and not just at a superficial level, but at a very deep level, right? Substantive level. Okay. Third thing you've got to nail for really creating this positioning in the market that you're it, you are the option. And this third thing is you've got to build a market of one. You are the market of one, right? And so when you are the market, you stop trying to stand out among many, and instead you stand alone because nobody can touch you. So in this market, the women creating predictable sales are not category leaders, they're category owners. They're positioning themselves so precisely that they literally have no competition in the minds of their premium buyers, right? If you're like, Judy, how do you do that? Well, hang on. Well, I'm going to pause here to tell you I am doing a brand new masterclass. I should have my calendar here, but I don't. I think it's coming up on the 24th. Now, I hesitate to say that, but listen, I am going to be going deep into what it takes to build a market of one. And if you check the show notes, I will have figured out the exact date and whatever. But my team right now is building out the sales page. But if you're like, Jude, I got to get in the room because I am tired of posting consistently and not signing clients at the speed that I want. If you are ready for, Stripe notifications when you're, out living your life. It happened to me this morning where these two beautiful ladies jumped into She Sells Higher. And before today, I didn't know who they were. I didn't know they were following me. And frankly, they only began to follow me in the last 24 hours and now they signed up. If that is what you want to have happen to you, where they don't need to talk to you, they find you, they love what they see that you are a market of one. If that is what you want, DM the word market of one market of one over to me over on Instagram and I will save your seat because I have this powerful masterclass coming up and I'm going to go deep here and I don't want you to miss it. But as I was saying, women creating predictable sales right now, they're not category leaders. A leader is one of many. No, no, no. They're category owners, right? And premium buyers, once they understand and see, like you communicate so clearly why you are a market of one and why that matters to them that they stop shopping around and they start seeing you as the only choice. This is positioning that sells for you. And it's the potency, right? The potency, the depth of your genius that makes every piece of content activate premium buyers. I see it, I want it, right? And that is exactly how you become sought after and always in demand. So that any offer you drop, they don't even need to know the specifics. They're not the ones asking for discounts. These premium buyers, they're not the ones that are, oh, I don't know. I don't know. No, no, no. They are already super successful and they want more. And you solve the very problem that now you've told them that they actually have. They see it logically. It's like, oh my gosh. And the way you speak is so bold and so different that they're bought in. And so, ladies, nail this and selling literally becomes as effortless as breathing. And so this is the work we're going to be doing inside the Market of One masterclass. So check the show notes. The link will be there. If you're listening to this before that's ready, then DM Market of One over on Instagram at Judy Weber Co. it's going to be one amazing masterclass because you're going to learn the exact positioning and messaging shifts that transform you from just another option into the obvious and only choice. No gimmicks, not just being loud in the marketplace, right? There's the proven principles that make premium buyers stop comparing and start choosing you. And this is how predictable sales begin. Predictable daily sales. So I will see you inside Market of One.